Bullcast is a comedy entertainment program. Any accounts talked about are fictional, and any likenesses that occur during the show are merely coincidence. The views expressed in this broadcast are for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion may or may not be advised. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Bullcast.
How you doing? Welcome to episode 80.
8.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's French for 8.
Yeah. I'm excited for this one, Rob.
I am too. I'm Rob, and this is...
I'm Paul.
Hello,
How you
Paul.
doing?
Hi, I'm Paul.
Yeah.
How you guys been? You been good, Paul?
Yeah, I've been really good. Listen, here's the thing. I know we do Bullcast, right?
Yeah.
And let me say this real quick before we get started, guys. Take a second, just hit that subscribe. It means a lot to us. I mean, we're trying to build our subscription base up a little bit. And although we're satisfied and happy with 14-ish, we'd like to get it up to triple digits. That's our next goal. So started with 1 digit, 2 digits. Now we want to work up to 3. But anyway, I thought since we have such a huge following and so many people that watch this, you know, sometimes it's okay to be funny, right? But I want to be educational sometimes.
Mhm.
I feel like sometimes we have something to offer people to help them, right? So today I want to talk about something that could help you. It could save your life, right? If nothing else, it will give you something to ponder and think about. And that is the apocalypse.
It's coming.
It's coming. I mean, what are you going to do, right? How are you going to survive that?
Mhm.
Right. So I and Rob and I have both talked about some basic things you should have, some ways to survive different situations, some what ifs, right? What would you do that you should think about? And generally you want to think about these before you go to bed, you know, that way it's fresh in your mind.
Or like during, while you're sitting there with your family.
Talk about it.
Yeah, just bring it up.
Bring it up, guys.
While you're having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, birthday parties.
Yeah.
These are times when you're at your highest, you need to realize it could all come crashing down right away.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this to Rob because, see, I've thought about ways to survive almost every possible apocalypse. So I'm going to let Rob go ahead and pick what kind of apocalypse we're talking about, and then we'll give you guys the countermeasures on what to do and how to survive it. Real simple.
So really there's in the doomsday prepping community, there's 3 main categories of apocalypse. There's nuclear, zombie, and food outage.
Right. And see, the thing is, I like to pretend like they all happen at the same time.
Yeah.
Nuclear zombies with no food.
And really, the one that's kind of the most prevalent right now on the internet with food outages is peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Yeah.
Say the world is out of peanut butter.
What are you going to do?
What next?
What do you do? So here's what I recommend. And these are all things that are practical. Anyone can do. You know, first thing you have to do is you have to have shelter. Numero uno. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have a shelter, guys, they're simple to build. You can do it with a shovel, a pickaxe, or one or the other. And the shelter I'm talking about is nothing extravagant. You want to be at least 14 feet deep by 40 feet wide by 120 feet long, 2 to 3 stories.
It's simple.
It's not hard to do.
Takes you an afternoon and a half.
If that. And what I do, and this is another thing, I have a dog that likes to dig. So a lot of times I'll grab her by the back legs, you know, and leave her front legs going and kind of do the wheelbarrow with her, almost like what do you call that? When you make a garden, what's that thing? A tiller. She's like a tiller, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So to motivate her, I'll take one of those skewers you use for marshmallows or something like that. I'll tape it to the top of her head, put a dog biscuit on the end, grab her by the back legs, and boom. She'll dig 90% of that for you. You know.
Yeah, I agree, and that's what I love about these tips is these are things that everybody has access to.
Yeah,
and everybody can do. My tip number 1 is be able to get in the air. So either buy a private jet or a private helicopter.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know, if something goes down, say your awesome shelter gets infiltrated, or maybe that shelter, heaven forbid, actually runs out of peanut butter itself. Mm-hmm. How are you going to get out of there?
Right. Right.
helicopter
And see,
or
what you're
private
saying
jet.
is if you're in the air, right,
Mhm.
then you don't really have to worry about that
No, you really don't.
because you're not even near the ground.
Yeah, and really, you can kind of be a tourist in your own city at that point.
Really, you can.
And so, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
And, once again, these are things that everybody can do.
Yeah.
So whether it's, getting your dog to help you out, or maybe you hire a whole construction crew for 3.5 months, it's something everybody can do.
Yeah.
And so, just set a little bit of money aside and
not much, guys. We're talking maybe $20-$30 is plenty.
Yeah, $20-$30 every 3.5 seconds.
You're good.
Get like a $2 to $5 million buffer there.
Yeah.
To really make sure that you can
right.
be well prepared. I think.
Yeah. And then weapons. Of course, that's my next biggest thing is everyone should stockpile weapons. Everyone should have on a minimum 36 to 46 pistols, 22 to 56 rifles, and then anything fully automatic you should have at least 6 of.
And where we're coming on from that is you're not only protecting yourself, we're wanting to really become the leader of wherever we're at. Can you, with what you have, can you become a warlord essentially?
Yeah. Or a matriarch, whichever way. I mean, whatever makes you feel better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's either, it's one or the other. Kind of, it just depends on your style. The difference between a warlord and a king is just how they treat the people.
Or a queen, and that we know what queens do.
I would be a queen. Yeah,
they queen and vacuum.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's what they do.
Which the apocalypse is going to be a dirty place.
Yeah, someone's got to clean it up.
So I think, so any time you can get military grade equipment is good.
Mm-hmm. Does it matter if it's expired? I mean, because I see like a lot of Army surplus and it's expired. Does that matter? Or is that just something they put on there so you can buy more? It's like you have to buy more.
It's kind of like milk. The date on there doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
So like for me, I'll go and I have milk from I think it was like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah. Still good.
Yeah. When I sold my first company, and it's fine. I love it. I drink it on special occasions.
Yeah.
So,
it's like wine, better with time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And it changes the whole flavor profile, but yeah, get back on track. Yeah. The Army surplus. Yeah. It's just a date they put on there. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a special commemorative date. Maybe, it's somebody's birthday.
Yeah.
It's just kind of fun. The Army has a cool way of doing that.
Yeah, they do. That's real. Mm-hmm. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and I want to get your opinion on this because I have my own opinion, but zombies. I don't really feel like they're bad people. No. I just feel like they're trying to survive.
They're not bad people. They're misunderstood.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So like dealing with zombies, I don't know that it has to be this super drastic, pickaxe to the head or something has to penetrate their brain. I don't think that's real. I think you can reason with them.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, so I compared zombies to teenagers. And how do you get through to a teenager? You punch them in the face.
Yeah, there's no need to pick their brain.
No,
right?
Just punch them in the face.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, oh, wow, this guy's here for business.
Yeah.
And say you don't heed our warnings and you don't build your structure. If you play your cards right, you could maybe even get a nice crew of zombies to work for you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's incredibly cheap, and you can write them off on your taxes.
One other thing too I want to mention is if you come across, because zombies are like people, you come across some that you just can't reason with, that just are not approachable, really. Mm-hmm. The best way to deal with them is to nub them. Okay, and let me explain what that means. You take off the legs, the arms, and depending on what's going on, you can even just sever the head, and then just put them up on a pedestal. They will keep you company because they can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And they're a captive audience,
I know one of my favorite things with zombies is playing I Got Your Nose.
Yeah. Because that's a good one.
For so long you're used to faking it. Mm-hmm. But for once in your life you get to do the real thing. Yeah. And it's really rewarding.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
The other cool thing I like with zombies is you can take parts of them and use them as decor around the house, especially around the holidays. Mm-hmm. Like the zombie hand you can put there and it's always moving, but it's a great place to hang Christmas balls on. And it does this.
It's dynamic.
Yeah, and then you put some light on it and it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Shimmers each time it moves. That's yeah.
And I've come across some zombies that are just like half the head, their mouth is gone. Mm-hmm. Beautiful place for an MP3 player, right? With holiday music.
And it
shove it in there.
Goes through the
and just put that up on the mantle, and all day, every day, it's live Christmas music.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't thought of that. Now I
Yeah.
know, as you know, I'm one of the major shareholders in Build-A-Bear,
Sure. Yeah. Right.
and one of the things with zombies is you can kind of pick and choose the best parts of each zombie and just stitch them together
That's true.
and make a super zombie.
You could. I mean,
Which,
that's real.
yeah,
Although the thing is, you need to be aware of is they are immune to medicines, and like tranquilizers don't work on them. So the best way I found to deal with them is if you hog tie them and dip them in whale semen, it will slow them down for a solid 5 or 6 minutes, so you can really do what you need to do.
get to work with them.
Right.
Actually, and I've noticed they are huge fans of Hall Notes.
That's true.
So if you
Are they fans of? And let me say this: it's not, guys. For those of you that don't know, it's not Holland oats. It's not hauling. You're not hauling oats.
No,
it's Hall and oats. Okay, so I just want to clarify that.
Yeah,
but yeah, go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
So if you play, Jukebox Hero, Hall Notes' biggest hit
ever.
Yeah. They will just go right to sleep.
Yeah. It's like a lullaby.
Yeah.
Now on the Build-A-Bear, are you coming out with the zombie edition, right?
Yes, and the how normal Build-A-Bear, like you kiss the heart and you put it in there.
Yeah,
that's
beautiful.
Great. Yeah. That's for the kids, but we're trying to penetrate that adult audience.
Yeah.
Who love Walking Dead and stuff like that.
You punch them in the stomach and they vomit on you.
No, actually, instead of putting a heart in, you take a brain out.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. So and then you get to keep the brain in we give them like a little plastic jar thing.
Yeah, and that's cool.
And then so, when you want to play with it, you put the brain back in and then,
turns on.
Yeah, it turns on. Yeah. It makes like the voice box or whatever.
Right.
But it's fun. It's cool because it's kind of intuitive for adults, and it's adults like it because they love their plush toys. Yeah. So,
well, let me ask you this, Rob. Seriously, okay? If you were in the apocalypse and you were the last human being on the planet, it's just you.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going to live? Ready, go.
Where am I going to live?
Yeah, you can live anywhere. You're the last person. There's no one else, just you. Where are you going to live?
Oh, you put me on the spot.
I know. Right?
I would say probably the White House.
You live at the White House?
Yeah, because you have so much security.
Yeah.
And personal chef.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And everything like that. Yeah. That just comes with the house. I don't think those are humans. I think that's just
they're cyborgs.
How it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would probably go there. If not, something simple like the top of the Eiffel Tower or something.
Yeah, that's comfortable.
Yeah, because I love Florida. And so I would love to go and live in the top of the Eiffel Tower down there in Tampa.
Yeah.
So what about you?
Well, that depends. I mean, is there still zombies? I mean, because zombies technically aren't people. Am I just a person?
Yeah, we'll do just a person.
Just me.
Kind of an I Am Legend without the scary people.
Yeah. That's real. I'm probably gonna live in that apartment at Disney World. It's above the castle.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of reasons. I feel like there would be a good view. But if things ever got south, I could go on Tinkerbell's cable and just zip line out.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd probably end up somewhere else.
And it's the happiest place on earth. I mean,
I feel like you can't be sad there.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. That's all good.
Yeah. I mean, now there are other kinds of apocalypse.
There is.
Let's talk about nuclear. What do you think?
A couple things you're going to need. You're going to need a pretty serious sunscreen. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking 3,000-4,000 SPF would probably cover you.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be good with that. So if you want to go ahead and stock up on that now,
3,000 to 4,000 FPS.
Yeah, before you need it.
Okay.
Because when you do need it, like when the explosion happens, you're not gonna be able to find it.
Yeah,
it'll be sold out everywhere. So you want to cover yourself with that. Tin foil will be a big go-to because all your clothes you'll need to make them out of tin foil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also, lead-lined refrigerators or any appliance will be necessary.
I've actually been using lead paint in my house just to
same thing,
kind of create a protection of the house.
Yeah,
so I don't have to do it later.
Yeah, and if you want to take that lead paint and paint like your areas that you don't want radiation going in,
mm-hmm.
Like your face, your chest area, maybe your genitals, to keep the the penetration to a minimum. That's a good idea.
Well, and what we did is if say we have kids down the line.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to just ensure that all their toys are lead painted, so that way I know that they're if something does happen, they can still play with their toys after,
Right.
because it's going to be protected with the lead.
Right. Right.
And so, all their toys, I would love for their crib, really everything.
Anything too that you use, like utensils, you want to paint those with the lead paint.
Yeah.
Toothbrushes.
Yes.
Stuff like that.
Yeah,
Keep the contamination
down.
Off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think also some good sunglasses. Because it's gonna be bad, but it's gonna be really cool.
Would you
to
use
look
like
at.
a sunglass or like a welding mask?
I would do Ray-Bans.
Yeah. Polarized?
Polarized, yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, because as you know, polar bears,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know if you know this, but their fur is actually clear.
It is.
And the reflection is what makes it white.
Right. That's right.
So the thing is if you can get a polarized pair of sunglasses, you can it's kind of the same thing. Like
Right.
they're clear, but whenever there's something that's like coming in, it'll like block it out. So that's where polarized comes from.
That's what it means.
So get Ray-Bans. Oakleys are good, but I don't know if you want people seeing you in Oakleys.
No. Unless they're like the Oakley razors that are retro.
Yes,
because those are cool. Those are making a comeback.
Now, what do you think about like irradiated animals that just kind of wander around in the wasteland behind you, or like?
Are you talking like mutants?
Yeah, just like if
those...
say like if we're in this cityscape right here,
and there's an animal
like
behind us,
like a random animal just wandering around.
You got to wonder, is it a mutant? Is it actually an animal?
Can you eat irradiated animals?
Oh yeah. The trick is you wash the flesh in iodine and salt before you cook it.
And fun fact, fun tip, Bullcast exclusive. Wash it in human urine, because you know what human urine is,
right?
Iodine.
Yeah, exactly.
And salt
and urea
mixed
all together. Yeah, that's true. So you literally could just urinate on your kill before you eat it.
Yeah.
Do you even have to cook it at that point? That's the question.
No,
because the radiation...
I've been doing that a lot with my food.
Yeah.
Just so I can get used to it, just in case.
Yeah.
So I do that anyways.
So here it is, right? So you're cooking a steak on the stove. You get a stool and you stand up on top of the stool and then urinate on the steak as you're cooking it. Is that how you do it?
Oh no, you don't have to get a stool or anything, because in apocalypse you never know how available a stool will be. Right. I just grab the steak, just hold it down, just pee on it, and then I don't even cook it.
You're good.
You're good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because
I love the visuals, man.
Yeah.
I can put it together in my head. I see this happening.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
And the cool thing is it is sterile. So if you get, if you're like me, you pee a long time.
Yeah, and it smells good.
You get enough to coat the steak really well. If you want to sear it, put it back up on there. But also you can just finish up down there and then, sterile hands.
Sterile hands.
It's
wow,
really
that's
cool.
nice, Rob. Hey, I hadn't even thought about that.
Yes, and if another fun fact, if you can get a lot of asparagus in your stash, you're already whatever you're going to eat. You don't have to, you're already scrambling for food. Why should you scramble for seasoning? So your body kind of puts that asparagus seasoning on whatever you have.
Yeah, because when you eat it and you pee, you have that like almost burnt electronic smell, which is a nice season. I've always liked it.
Yeah, it kind of tastes like if you ever have been riding on a swing set and then you fall off and you hit your mouth and it starts to bleed. Yeah, it's kind of what it tastes like.
Yeah, that's nice. That's really a good flavor.
Yeah, and it's something you don't find a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think if you see a random animal just wandering around, do you ignore it? Do you acknowledge it? Do you kind of laugh
take it down? You take it down.
You take it down?
You take it down, yeah. And that's where I would recommend yo-yos, because when they get real close, you just yo-yo out, whack, knocks them out, done. Dinner.
And yo-yos, before they were a children's toy, they were actually used by the indigenous people of Maine. Yeah. To whack
it came off the Mayflower.
Yes.
Plymouth Rock and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was with the Mayflower.
It was. Yeah, they were. They brought those over. The yo-yo. See, back then they had a lot of scurvy because they had no vitamin C on the ships. So they have a lot of people that would go crazy from scurvy. They would give them a yo-yo, right? Hey, this will keep them occupied, up and down, up and down. Well, as the progression of the insanity happened, they started to use the yo-yo as an attack weapon. So this is why, like, if you ever see like the yo-yo tournaments we're doing around the world and all this weird stuff, that's what that is. It's actually a reflection of the insanity use of the yo-yo on the Mayflower.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean that's deep. It's kind of a lot to process. That. Yeah.
Well, I love those little facts. Yeah. That's just so cool.
Yeah.
And I think Um,
And that's something they don't teach in school anymore. Is I feel like these things are important.
we used to spend months on just the history of the yo-yo,
Yeah.
and we still didn't even get to that.
No.
But nowadays they're teaching, useless stuff like multiplication and addition and stuff, and
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
And they're not teaching these kids for what's going to happen. These kids
Yeah.
end up here. Guess what? You're not going to be using
Yo-yo.
long division,
Yeah, that's true.
but you'll be using a yo-yo.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, and there's a lot of other things I could go into detail, like the handlebar mustache, the bolo tie.
Mhm.
And there's a long-rooted history of that, and there's actually benefits to those things, but I don't really feel like that's something that people are ready for right now.
And whenever we are able and ready to discuss the culture of Indochina, I think we will be able to talk about handlebar mustaches and bolo ties.
And the technical aspect of it.
Yeah.
Look at the radiation coming off my nuclear dog.
So now, right here, you would drop that.
Take it down.
Take it
down
down
with the yo-yo almost immediately.
Especially if it's glowing green.
Like
right?
it is right now, yeah. You take them down. Take them down.
Yeah. I don't have my yo-yo as a thing because I thought
Yeah.
we were just shooting today.
Yeah, me too.
So now, what do you think? What's your policy on domesticating animals in the apocalypse?
Domesticating animals. I think that all animals should be domesticated. Even now, before the apocalypse happens, for the simple fact that they make great pets. I mean,
Yes.
who doesn't want an anaconda as a pet,
Yeah.
right? Or a alligator as a pet,
Yes, or a snow leopard,
right?
or a hyena.
And I think, honestly, in my opinion, I think that endangered animals really could benefit from being pets because, let's face it, they get better care, right? And
It's
who
true.
doesn't like to gawk at them?
And snuggles.
Snuggles, right? Exactly. So, Rob, tell me about your domesticated pets that you have.
So we actually just domesticated it's a yellowfin salmon from the east banks of the Mississippi River.
Really?
And it's beautiful.
That's
it
nice.
really is. We have a nice little bowl that we have it in right now.
Is there filtration on it or not so much?
No, it's just we kept goldfish in it before.
Oh, I see.
But the problem is the bowl is too small. And so the salmon is about a foot and a half long, 3 feet, and so it can't fit. But so it's like curled up in there. So
Right, it's like a ball, like a.
Can't really swim around much.
Yeah.
So it's kind of not a fun pet.
You know, one thing that really concerns me, and I've had trouble figuring this out about the apocalypse, what would happen. What do you do for indoor plumbing? Because that's a big deal. Especially like the use of toilets and stuff like that.
For me, and that's a lot of it is just call a plumber. And I think a lot of people don't realize is, all these blue collar jobs will still be around.
Well, yeah, because the service industry will always be
around.
Yeah,
yes.
It's always needed.
Yeah.
Sure.
So whether it's a locksmith or plumber or a cable provider.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the cable provider, but the installation guy will still be around.
Yeah.
Until they inevitably get eaten or something. But for the first couple weeks, if your toilet backs up, just call somebody.
Yeah.
Actually, the phones will probably be down. So I would really.
Well, wait a minute. You don't think that the phone service is part of service that'll be always around?
I think
because there is cell phones. There's no wires.
Well, the problem. Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying because the wires wouldn't have got burnt from the explosion of the nuclear bomb.
Because it is wireless.
It's wireless, so that should be okay.
So
right?
if your whole house is Bluetooth.
Right, and if you've painted your house with lead paint, then the EMP it wouldn't even be a thing.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking.
My bad. I'm just
that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you because we're trying to really
hash it out.
Yeah, and that's why these conversations are important.
Right.
So yeah, if your whole house is Bluetooth, I think you're
good.
Quality of life should be exactly the same.
It shouldn't matter.
No.
Yeah.
And the only thing would be is people trying to come into your house and trying to mooch off you.
Well, yeah, but that could be a good thing because that's free labor.
I don't know. Maybe it's a cousin and they're just like sleeping on your couch.
Yeah,
and then they say they're going to move out as soon as classes start, but they don't.
They never do. They're just stuck there.
Yeah. And you're just like, hey, how long are you going to be here? And he's like, well, since the world ended, I don't know if classes are going to start. I'm like, well, do you want to help? And then you're that awkward position because you're family. You don't know if you should ask him to work.
Makes sense. I get
don't
it.
know.
I don't know either.
So it's one of those things to where you just got to play it by ear. For me, it's always, I'm always an open door.
Yeah, always.
But it's locked.
So I guess to recap, so you want to dig a big pit to live in, right? Also have a helicopter.
Or a private jet.
Or a private jet. You want to have exotic animal as a pet?
Yeah, when possible.
Urinate on your food.
Always. Start doing that now so your body gets used to it. In the very beginning, I threw up a lot, but you just have to keep doing it.
Always.
And, if you don't have pee available, have somebody else pee on it.
That's true. But you want to make sure that it's fresh pee, so you can't store the pee and then use it later.
It works best if it's warm, but that's kind of just me. So I'll microwave it or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just like it warm.
Okay.
If you don't, I don't think it has to be warm.
No, it doesn't.
So.
Okay, well that makes sense. I mean, I feel like that helps people.
Yeah, and that's something that you can do now.
You can start prepping.
You don't have to wait for the world to end to do that.
Start the prepping process.
And the cool thing is you can do it anywhere. So if you're going out to eat, just have them be like, no, don't. How do you want your steak? I'll be like, I'll take it
urinated
right out of the fridge.
Urinated.
Just give it to me. I'll go do it.
Yeah, because you have well, medium well, rare, and urinated.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So you want it urinated.
Mm-hmm.
That's
right. Just call it. I don't even know. I usually have it. I just do it myself. I just do it at the table.
You bring a towel and just stand up on the table at your dinner?
No, it's just kind of one of these things.
Under the table.
Yeah, you're just kind of like there because you want to be respectful.
So you lean back a little bit and you're like,
yeah, it's like everybody's just kind of looking around. It's fine. It's
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then you say it's called culture. Look it up. It's called survival. Look it up.
Right.
That's my favorite comeback when people try to get on me for that.
You're like, hey, I'm gonna be here when you're not. Right?
Yeah, it's like you're laughing now, but guess who's going to be laughing whenever the bombs drop? This guy. So
right.
Right. So it's just one of those things. You just got to get used to it, and people are going to look at you weird no matter what you do.
Yeah, that's anywhere.
So you might as well make sure you're being healthy.
Always. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that idea. Mm-hmm. So I feel like we've helped people.
That's what we're here to do.
I mean, that's what the Bullcast is all about.
Yeah, really wanting it to be,
real.
Yeah, just real and kind of, we want to be the Morgan Freeman to your life.
To everything.
Everything.
Like if you have a problem in life, you think, what do I do? Let's go review some Bullcast video.
Yes, and you're getting valuable information here.
Right. And how could you not?
And we both have PhDs, so we're trustworthy.
We both have PhDs in astrophysics and nuclear physics. And there was one more we had, but it was obscure.
I don't know. I got that one online.
Yeah, it was underwater basket weaving or cigar smoking something.
Yes. No, it was prep and storage of tobacco products.
That's
mine.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So
but that was just an addendum to your
doctrine. That's a hobby. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something you like to do on the side.
If you do what you love every day, you work every day of your life.
You become that.
Yes.
Yeah.
As they say.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's good. Well, no, I feel like we've accomplished a lot.
I do too, and I think we've provided value. We've provided a real truth to people, and we've really made people aware that, just when you're being happy in life, don't enjoy it too much because realize it can all come to an end very quickly.
Yeah, just keep it real. And not only that, I think our subscription number shows people the value of the Bullcast video. Yeah, the fruits of your labor.
I don't mean to brag, but we have double digits right now?
Oh, we're rocking double digits, man. I mean, and we're just getting started at this. And imagine where we're going to be in 3 years.
The thing is we don't want to boast and we don't want to sound ungrateful.
No,
but we would love to get just a few more.
I know. I mean, you always want a little more, right? I mean, most people would be satisfied with where we're sitting.
Yeah. I mean, we have at least 14 right now.
Probably more at the time of the airing of this video.
That is true.
So it's like, do you really want to push it and ask for another subscriber?
I'll lay it out. Yes.
I say yeah.
Go ahead and subscribe.
Just do it. Just hit the subscribe.
And then, if you want to leave a comment, leave us some tips on how you prepare for.
Or how about this? If you have an idea that you'd like to see on Bullcast, boom, do it.
Please do that.
We can deeply investigate that.
Yes.
And here's the thing: we're gonna have we have a couple things coming up on the Bullcast. That are first. We're gonna do a triple broadcast with 3 different people at the same time. What do you think of that?
That'd be cool.
That would be cool, And then we've got some other groundbreaking stuff we're going to be doing. I'm excited. The tech is is through the roof here at the Bullcast.
Unlimited funding.
Yeah, unlimited funding, unlimited tech. I mean,
the government has written us a blank check to make this thing happen.
They're like, hey, whatever it takes. And we're like, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we just sometimes we buy random things we don't even know what they are. We're like, we need that for the show. We'll plug it into the computer and see what it does.
I don't know what an egg. This is the first time I ever bought an eggplant, but I think it could work.
I think it could work.
Yeah, we'll work it in.
Star fruit. I got one of those. Don't even know what that is, but we're gonna use it.
Something called a shoehorn.
Yeah, we got that.
It doesn't fit in my mouth, so I don't know how I'm supposed. I may be using it wrong.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. We also got an egg timer, which I've been trying to get the eggs to use, but they don't seem to move. I'm trying to race them. Maybe I'm doing that wrong. I don't know.
These are things we need help with.
Yeah, big time.
And subscribers can help us with that. So.
Big time. Subscribers are key
to
our success.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, but not on the Bullcast, just success in general.
Yes, the Bullcast is already a success.
Oh, you can't stop it.
It's beyond our wildest imagination.
It's like an unstoppable force, right? An unstoppable rebel force that's going to overtake the world. That's what the Bullcast is now.
Yes.
We can only imagine what it'll be tomorrow.
And so many people are trying to stop it already, but they can't.
They can't stop it. It's unstoppable.
Once we hit double digits, it was the writing on the wall.
We crashed YouTube 3 times because of the sheer volume and magnitude of viewers that were tuned in.
I know.
We used all the bandwidth in the world. That was it. There was no more.
It's fun to be a part of. That's all I can say.
Seriously, like Woodstock, the Olympics, nothing compared to the demand and the broadcast power that comes out of the board.
150 views on one video.
Can you imagine? People only dream. Only dream, dude. And we did that in like 1 week. God. It's unbelievable, dude. It blows my mind. But hey, when you got it, you got it.
That's right. And sometimes it's worth just sitting back and bragging on yourself.
I like to brag about it.
That's what being modest is all about.
That's it. And that's one of the things that we pride ourselves in here. And we would never do anything on the Bullcast that made us look less than awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
So that's it.
That's exactly right.
Hope you guys have liked this one. I think we're running out of time.
We have definitely run out of time. But thank you for stopping by.
Do you hear it? There it is.
Yeah, there.
Out of time.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, again, special effects. Spare no expense.
Unlimited resources.
Guys, we'll see you guys next time on the Bullcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for flying with us. On our final approach, please make sure your seat backs and trays are in their upright and lock positions.